Hello everyone, welcome to your Aquarius new moon reading, and this new moon is going to be on February 1st of 2022. It'll be around 12:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time when it's going to be at its fullest. So for some of you in the western part of the United States, of course, that is going to be on the evening of January 31st, and wherever you're at in the world, of course. But this new moon has wonderful Aquarian energy coming in. It is an energy of independence. So when you're looking at help that's going to be coming your way around this new moon, it's going to be more coming from like groups rather than an individual. So that's kind of that Aquarian energy. They're more group oriented than, individuals. The new moon energy also has this kind of push to flow with any changes that are coming in around this new moon. And it's kind of this advice to step back from situations, cool down, and have like this rational look at current situations, not all that heated emotion flowing through there. So you can allow things to develop and try thinking from a different angle. So all that kind of energy is coming in. There's an affirmation. I love these Moonology decks that Yasmin Bullen puts out, and this is the Manifestation Oracle. And so you can see here, this is the new moon in Aquarius that's coming up. And the affirmation that she mentions in her little book that comes with this deck says, "There's only one of me, and it's safe to be me. And I love me." So I really, really like that one. And so with all these new moon cycles, of course, every 28, 29, 30 days, we have that new cycle of the moons that happen that go from new moon to the quarter moon to the full moon to the third quarter moon, back to the new moon again. So there's always this fluctuation there, but within each of the signs as well, there is a 6-month cycle. So this is the ending of a cycle that happened like a year, over a year ago. But we have the full moon in Aquarius that happened back in 2021. In fact, we had 2 full moons in Aquarius, one after one another in 2021, which doesn't happen quite often. And so we had July 23rd, and then the blue moon in Aquarius on August 22nd. So if you look around those dates and in between those dates, you can kind of look and see what kind of changes were happening, because this one, the full moon energy for back in that time was about being real. It was about opening up to clarity around circumstances in our life, separating our ego's influence from the capital T truths of the reality of a situation. There was this balancing between the heart and the mind, and this balancing of being real versus trying to please all of the people all the time. The affirmation for those back in that energy was, "The truth empowered you and it set you free." So there was this setting free of something going on around July 23rd through August 22nd or thereabouts. And so since then, all the way up to this new moon, you've been working on all that energy of being more real, of seeing things more clearly, seeing beyond the ego and what your ego was saying something meant, like what story you were putting around a situation. And the clarity came over these last 6 months, which allows you to come in to this new energy where you're allowing the changes to happen with all this information that you gathered during that. So we're going to dive into each of the individual zodiac signs and just see what the Creator wants you to know about this new moon and about what these changes are and what you can go with the flow with. So we'll jump into your specific reading right now. Hello, all my Cancer signs. Welcome to your new moon in Aquarius reading. We're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Spirit Junkie deck. And this is just going to be what the Creator wants you to know on what clarity has come to you over the last 6 months, and or what change or changes are you encouraged to flow through or flow with? One more time here. All right, so for our Cancer signs, what would you like them to know? Okay. You actually get 2 here, so here's the first one. And that one says, creativity flows from me. I'm a divine creator. Perfect. And then you also have this one here. And that says, I seek out happy people who inspire me to be great. So, yeah, you definitely have flowers going on here for both of these. So you do have this growth that's been happening, this clarity that came over the last 6 months here. And I kind of feel like, I'm just going to go this way. This is what you've been focusing on over the last 6 months. You were seeking out people and situations and just your environment, whatever it would have been, to enhance your positivity, to enhance your own energy, like your own decisions. You know, we always say that wherever our focus goes, I guess you say wherever our focus is where our energy goes. So, you know, when we were having things around us, like an example for me is when I stopped watching the news on a regular basis, when I stopped, you know, following certain things on Facebook or any social media, I was specifically choosing what my eyes saw, what my ears saw, even what I tasted, what I smell, what you hear, you know, whatever you do, whatever you touch, it's you are creating the environment around your body, your energy field. And so that's what I feel this has been going on for 6 months, is that you have gone through this situation where you've been willing to cut out those things, those people, even those relationships, those habits, those things. You've been working on those step by step, on those things that you're just like, you know what, I just don't want that for myself anymore. You know, it's kind of like if you eat boxes and boxes and boxes of donuts, after a while you're just like, ugh, they used to taste good and I didn't care that it was making, you know, my midsection look like a donut. Now I'm like, it's not worth it for me, blah, 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 you know, I don't eat them every day like I used to, you know. Yeah, you might have a little taste here and there, but you've made this change where your steady diet of what you bring in through your eyes and the ears, you made those changes. And that's bringing you to this culmination around this Aquarius new moon, this change that you're being encouraged to embrace or to flow with is this creativity, because all that energy that you were investing before in maintaining all of that energy, all that heavy, lower vibration energy of fear in the outside world and opinion, all that energy has been flowing and building back up into you to where your creativity is really sparking. And so there's this creative energy for you around this Aquarius new moon that's just going to do things. And we're going to get more detail on that through these good tarot here and just see what this creativity is all about. What does the Creator want you to know about your creativity sparking around this Aquarius new moon? All right, so for our Cancer signs, what else do you want them to know about their creativity? Okay, that one. Okay, what else? Okay. Okay. So we have all our cards, they say. So we'll start off with this one. Yeah, you've got the Hierophant. So the Hierophant, really there's two sides of it. What I'm feeling, first of all, they want to mention is that this is about moving up to a new level of your spiritual creativity. You're really blowing the box off of your spiritual beliefs, your spiritual restrictions, all this stuff that was boxing you in, all these have tos and supposed tos about just your spirituality in general. And the example I have for that is card reading. I grew up non-denominational, holy roller Christian, and doing this would be considered of the devil, and that it was not looked upon very kindly at all. It was right up there on that list of almost next to murder. It felt like, oh, that's witchcraft. And so when I started getting a pull towards cards and oracle cards and just different types of spirituality outside of the box of what I was brought up in, I was, we had a heart-to-heart with the Creator, and I was like, well, I don't know about this, this is what I was told, so give me some clarification. And it came very fast from the Creator, because the Creator said, it's like a knife. A knife, it's the person that's holding the knife and what they're using it for is what determines if the tool is a weapon or if it's a tool to help build something, to help heal. So a knife can be help open up someone to do surgery to help heal them and, help that. It can cut up food to help feed people. It can, cut down things, or to like wheat and stuff, food to help it be prepared too. And there's all these things that knives are helpful for, even helping set a captive free that's tied up with a rope, right? Or if there's someone that uses it to harm or kill someone. And so it's all about what we're using it for and the intention behind it. And because I use cards as a connection to the unconditionally loving beings of light and love on the other side to help us bring messages, to help us on our beautiful adventures, it's from a place of love. So it was like, okay. And so that's what this is about, is like these gates that have kept you from going into places that were placed there by man, not by the Creator. And you're able to go beyond that with your creativity and really open up to it. Because you look at the Hierophant is kind of like the Emperor card right before it too, where they both have a beautiful loving side and also a dictator, shadowy side with the over-controlling personality attached to it. The loving side of the Emperor, the loving Emperor, and the loving Hierophant or spiritual leader is what a Hierophant kind of is. And they are creating rules that are for their kingdom or for the group of people, of followers, or whatever they might be in a spiritual position. And all the stuff that they're doing is to help them be more successful and to help spread love out into the world. That's the loving side of them. But when our human shadow side gets involved, that's when the little child within us feels unsafe. And when that little child feels unsafe, what it wants to do is to get things in control so that it feels safe. And so it tries to create rules and situations where it maintains its control, it grows its control, and possibly takes control from others. And so there's this beautiful change that's been happening here, and kind of like with the seeking happy people, you're looking to have things happen from a place of love rather than a place of fear. And that's what this has been doing. And this creativity is kicking in because it's allowing you to move beyond those gates and those restrictions so you can be creative in how you're expressing that unconditional love within you with the world in whatever spiritual way that you want to. And then I'm going to leap over these two to go to this one. And you have the Eight of Air, which would be Eight of Swords in a standard tarot. And that makes sense why they wanted to leap, because the Eight of Swords, swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And this Eight of Air, or Eight of Swords, is all about understanding that your thoughts and your beliefs are what have been restricting you. Usually they would show someone like with a blindfold on them, bound, and then all the 8 swords around them where it makes them feel like they're trapped. And this awareness that comes with this is that it was all those thoughts and beliefs of the little child, this the shadow side that was making you feel restricted and making you feel bound and making you feel blinded. And the 8 is all about education and growth and wisdom and understanding around it. So you are becoming aware of that with that creativity, this, with all those thoughts and those beliefs of your mind that were keeping you so restricted. How can you be creative? Because you were fearing that you were going to not meet up to one of those expectations, one of those roles, or many of them. And so you didn't want to take a chance at being creative, because creativity in the dictator realm is not welcomed. They don't want you to be creative. They want you to get in line and don't rock the boat, right? And so this freedom is coming and freeing you from that. And then they want to go with this one next. Yeah, so you have the Hermit. So the Hermit is very much about, the 9s are, all the 9s are, but the Hermit is the perfect representation of it, is about going within and finding what you're searching for within. The star on the, this Hermit card is a little different than the standard one. The standard one, you'll see like a lantern with a little star in it. And that star is you, your higher self. And this is about going within so that you can look beyond that veil and to understand who you really are. And so you find this from within. You find this beauty. And then, so here's the star right there on this card. So you're finding yourself. You're finding this greatness within yourself. And when you're surrounding yourself by people who inspire you, you actually, when you look within, you find your inspiration, because it's you that is going to inspire you the greatest. You're going to be the biggest inspiration for yourself when you look within. Let's see what else they wanted with that. So you have the 3 of Fire, which would be the 3 of Wands in the standard tarot. Fire is your fire, your inner fire, your inner fire, right? Your passion, your aha inspiration, that little spark that happens within you. And then the 3 is the number of creativity. So it's perfect that it's coming here. We're talking about this inner fire, this inner creativity that's coming in. And where the 2 of Fire would be where you're making plans to go from A to B to C to D to da 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 da. The 3 of Fire really represents taking a new direction. And that makes total sense with this creativity, where before you felt restricted in what you were able to do by these beliefs that were happening inside your head. This is this representation that you're finding this inner creativity by going within, finding your own inspiration, and in doing that, you're making new plans. So it would be like the 2 of Fire would be like you're in the middle of a continent, and you're going to go from A to B is going to go on the shore, and then when you get to the shore, then you're going to board this ship and go this direction. Well, this is literally you're at sea and you're changing direction. You're going, instead of going on that boat, I'm going to go on this boat in this direction, because you want to express this creativity that you have just boiling up within you. And then you have the 6 of Earth, which would be the 6 of Pentacles in a standard tarot. This is the giving and receiving card, so this equal giving and receiving. I also call it my codependency awareness card, and it has to do with they don't want me to go into the big long story with this one. Usually I have this whole story that I talk about where enablers come from and their different things, but they're just like when you find within you this inspiration, you don't feel unworthy to receive any longer. You give. You're ruled by the moon. You're a nurturer. You love to give and mother and nurture and help others. And this is about the switch that's happening, that you don't feel you have to be always the one giving, that it's a time where you get to receive now as well. So I love that for you. And then you have the Patience card, or the Temperance card. And so this is, I know patience, that's like a cuss word, right? But this is about balancing, about patience, about understanding that you do see things from two different points of view. You have your human side, you have all those opinions of those opinions of those opinions of the supposed tos, the shoulds, the need tos, the blah, blah, blah here. But you're getting a hold of these capital T truths of the higher realm, you know, and it's like this balancing of the Hierophant here. You have your loving Hierophant and you have your controlling Hierophant. And you're learning this balance between the two, that there are some times where, you know, you need to get stuff done, and so you connect to this, you know, list maker and this boom, 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 boom side of you. But there's, you know, this loving, unconditionally loving side of you that is where you find your peace and how you attach to your creativity. So it is this definitely a message of balancing your mind with your heart. You, of course, Cancer signs, have no trouble connecting to your heart. It's probably more balancing it with some mentalness and not making emotional decisions out of fear, but emotional decisions out of unconditional love. Not making decisions out of our mind that is bound by all these, you know, fear-based, ego, shadow beliefs and opinions, but of those capital T truths and higher truths. So there's this balance that happens between it all for you. And it allows you to make these changes. It allows you to move within, find this beautiful inspiration, and then don't be afraid to make new plans and to change this direction that you're heading so that you can express this creativity that's dying to be expressed out of you. So I am loving this. All right, well, they don't have anything else to add, so we'll leave the reading there. I do want to let you know, in addition to these readings, I also do monthly readings by each zodiac sign, also weekly readings, I should say, for each of the elements like fire signs, water signs, etc. And those are like energy updates. New moon, like these, full moon, and a few different other types of readings throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those and get notified immediately when they become available, if you want to give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, and then click the subscribe button in the notification bell, that allows you to set your settings to be notified immediately. And also doing those things helps share the love, because doing those will help the YouTube algorithm share these videos as recommended videos with other people as well. So if you feel so inclined, of course, I greatly appreciate it. Never any pressure to do any of that, though. All right, all my Cancer signs, you just know as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing new moon, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. And until then, you take care.